Most people think using AI is just typing something and hoping it works, like give me ideas or write something for me. And then they wonder why the results feel kinda useless. But here's the thing, it's usually not the AI, it's the prompt. So in this video, I'll show you how to write better prompts for AI in two parts. First, I'll show you the CRISPE framework, or so-called CRISPE framework prompting structure, one of the most commonly used prompt structures right now for getting better AI results. And then I'll share a few practical tips that make AI responses way more useful. And honestly, these work across basically any AI tool. To make this more practical, I'm also going to use AI to create an actual mascot and short channel description for my Vietnamese YouTube channel called Giải Ngố Công Nghệ, which basically means tech explained simply in Vietnamese. Hey, this is not that techy. Figuring out tech so you don't have to. And before we start using frameworks and prompting techniques, let's first try doing this the way most people normally use AI in general. I'll just be using ChatGPT for this example. I'm just going to type something super general like, create a mascot for my tech YouTube channel. And here's the result. Honestly, it already looks pretty good, right? Now, to be fair, I use ChatGPT pretty often, so it already understands my style and preferences a little bit. Plus, ChatGPT itself is already really smart, so the result usually won't be completely off. Still, this is exactly why I wanted to compare it. Because even though the result looks decent, it still feels very broad and not really what I had in mind. Once we start adding better structure and clearer prompting techniques, the results become way more specific, intentional, and usable. All right, now let's move into the first part of today's video, the CRISPE framework. AI doesn't read your mind. It looks for patterns, so if your prompt is vague, your result will usually be vague too. That's why a lot of people use a structured prompting method called CRISPE. It sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. C stands for context. Give the AI background information. What's the situation? What are you trying to achieve? Let's go back to the mascot example for the Vietnamese YouTube channel I want to create. So the context would be something like a Vietnamese YouTube channel about AI tools, easy tech tutorials, productivity, smartphone tips, and app reviews for non-tech savvy audiences. R stands for role. Tell the AI who it should act as. The more specific you are, the better the result usually becomes. So for the same mascot example, the role could be something like, act as a world-class YouTube mascot designer and minimalist tech branding expert. This alone can completely change the quality of the response. I stands for instruction. This is where you explain exactly what you want the AI to do. Try to be as clear and specific as possible instead of being super vague. So for the mascot example, the instruction could be something like, create a gender-neutral AI lightbulb mascot with an emoji screen face, AI circuits, arms, and legs for YouTube branding assets. S stands for specification. This is where you tell the AI how you want the output to look. Things like the style, format, structure, tone, or level of detail. So for the same mascot example, the specification could be something like, use a modern 2D flat minimalist vector style with logo variations, expressions, poses, and an AI image prompt. P stands for parameters and personality. This is where you define the vibe, style, and boundaries for the result. You can tell the AI what you want, what you don't want, and how the final output should feel overall. So for the mascot example, this is where I describe my personal preferences for how I want the mascot to look and feel. Something like main colors, yellow, green, and white. Friendly, techy but cute, modern, and approachable. Avoid esports, anime, or corporate styles. Avoid using a blackface for the mascot. E stands for example. This is where you show the AI what good looks like. You can reference styles, brands, creators, or visuals that match the direction you want. This helps the AI understand your taste much faster and usually gives way better results. So for the mascot example, the inspiration could be something like, inspired by Duolingo, minimalist tech branding, and expressive sticker-style mascots. This part is actually really important, but a lot of people usually overlook it. That's the overall idea behind the CRISPE framework. Now, let's move into part 2, some practical prompting tips that can improve your results even more. Now, even with a good framework like CRISPE, there are still a few extra things that can improve your prompts a lot. So here are 6 practical prompting tips that I personally use to get better AI results. Let's start with the first one. Tip 1. Ask for multiple versions. Instead of asking for one answer, ask for a few. Something simple like, give me 3 variations. This gives you options to compare instead of relying on the very first result. Sometimes the second or third version ends up being much better than the original one. Tip number 2. Be more specific, not just longer. A lot of people think better prompts just mean writing more words, but it's really about clarity. Specific prompts usually work better than vague ones, even if they aren't super long. So instead of saying, make me a mascot, you could explain what style you want, who the audience is, what vibe you're going for, and what to avoid. That usually gives much better results. Next, tip number 3. Let the AI ask questions. This one is super underrated. You don't need to write the perfect prompt immediately. Try adding something like, ask me questions if you need clarification before generating the final result. This helps the AI understand exactly what you want before jumping into the answer. And it makes the process feel way more collaborative. Tip number 4. Use AI to help you write better prompts. This is probably one of the easiest hacks. You can literally give AI the CRISPE framework and ask it to help you build the prompt itself. Something like, using the CRISPE framework, help me write a prompt for... And then you just refine the result from there. You don't always have to build everything completely from scratch. And honestly, even for the CRISPE example in this video, I didn't fully write the prompt by myself either. I actually talked with AI and let it ask me questions about things like the style, the mascot vibe, the colors, what I wanted to avoid, and the type of audience I'm targeting. So in a way, this is basically tip 3 and tip 4 working together. The AI helps you build a much better prompt through conversation instead of forcing you to figure everything out alone from the beginning. And honestly, that also leads perfectly into tip 5 and tip 6. Tip 5. Train the AI over time. A lot of AI tools can gradually understand your preferences better over time, especially if you use them often. So after a while, the AI may already understand your tone, your style, your preferences, and the type of results you usually like. That's also why people sometimes get much better results from AI after using it consistently for a long time, especially with premium packages. Tip 6. Think of prompting as collaboration. Prompting isn't really just typing commands. It's more like guiding the AI on how to think. You're not just asking for an answer, you're shaping the direction. That's all 6 prompting tips that I personally find really helpful for getting better AI results. Now, let's combine everything together in our example and compare the results. Earlier in the video, we tried using a really simple prompt like, create a mascot for my tech YouTube channel. And honestly, the result already looked pretty decent, but at the same time, it still felt really broad. It didn't fully match the exact style and direction I had in mind for the channel. So now, let's try the same thing again, except this time, we're going to combine the CRISPE framework with all 6 prompting tips we just talked about. And since visual prompts usually make the difference way easier to see, we'll use the same mascot example again to compare the results. So this time, instead of typing one short generic sentence, I'm going to give the AI a much more structured prompt like this: a Vietnamese YouTube channel about AI tools, easy tech tutorials, productivity, smartphone tips, and app reviews for non-tech savvy audiences. Act as a world-class YouTube mascot designer and minimalist tech branding expert. Create a YouTube mascot with the following requirements: gender-neutral AI lightbulb mascot, emoji screen face AI circuits, arms and legs, designed for YouTube branding assets. Use a modern 2D flat minimalist vector style with logo variations, expressions, poses, and an AI image prompt. Main colors: yellow, green, and white. Friendly, techy but cute, modern, and approachable. Avoid esports, anime, or corporate styles. Avoid using a black face for the mascot. Inspired by Duolingo, minimalist tech branding, and expressive sticker-style mascots. Give me 3 variations. Ask me questions if you need clarification before generating the final result. Okay, now the prompt is ready. Let me copy and paste it into the same ChatGPT conversation I used earlier to create the mascot. And let's see how different the result looks this time. I'm also going to attach the Duolingo icon as a reference image just to help ChatGPT understand the mascot style a little better. And here's the result. When you put the before and after results side by side, you can really see how different they are. The newer results feel much more intentional, the mascot personality is clearer, and the overall branding direction feels way more aligned compared to the first version. ChatGPT also gave names to the different mascot versions, which actually makes it much easier to communicate with ChatGPT later when you want to change or refine specific parts of the specific version. On top of that, it generated other details like logo variations, expressions, poses, and even color palettes, which is pretty impressive. But looking at the 3 mascot variations, they still don't feel that different from each other. Right now, it's mostly just small changes, like the hat or little design details. So let me try giving ChatGPT a bit more feedback and ask it to make the 3 versions feel way more distinct from one another. Something like, make the 3 mascot variations feel more distinctly different from each other. Each version should have its own unique personality, silhouette, accessories, expressions, and overall branding vibe, while still fitting the same channel identity. For example, one version could feel more playful and cute, another more modern and minimalist, and another more futuristic and AI-focused. Let's see if that gives us stronger variation results this time. And here we go. The updated results. The mascot variations definitely feel much more different from each other this time. I actually quite like Nova, but the eyes and mouth are white, so they blend into the face a little too much and become less visible. I think I prefer Nova's overall style combined with Spark's face design from the previous version. So let me try one more thing and see if ChatGPT can combine those ideas together. Something like, combine Nova's overall mascot style and body design with Spark's face design from the previous variation. Keep Nova's futuristic and modern branding vibe, but use Spark's clearer facial expression style to improve visibility and readability. Make sure the eyes and mouth stand out more clearly while still matching the same minimalist aesthetic. Let's see if it understands what I'm trying to say. And here's the result after the 3rd attempt. I think ChatGPT understands me much better now. I'm actually pretty happy with the result. It really did what I was trying to describe, combining Nova's overall style with Spark's clearer facial expression style while keeping the same branding vibe and improving visibility. ChatGPT even tried describing the mascot personality and branding direction for me too. Of course, it's still not perfectly accurate yet since I didn't fully explain the channel itself. I only gave requirements for the mascot design, so I'd probably still need to keep working with ChatGPT more for things like the profile photo banner design, branding assets, channel tone, and the overall visual identity. But honestly, I already feel like this is around 2/3 done. It's a really strong foundation already, and for the purpose of this video, showing you how to prompt AI better, I think this is a pretty good place to stop. Now, let me wrap this up by importing all the mascot information and branding direction we discovered through the conversation with ChatGPT, things like the vibe personality style colors and branding direction, into another ChatGPT conversation where I'm building the actual YouTube channel. And now I'll ask it to generate 3 channel description options for me. Something like, based on all the mascot and branding information we created together, generate 3 YouTube channel description options in both English and Vietnamese for the channel
Giải Ngố Công Nghệ.
The descriptions should match the mascot personality, branding vibe, and target audience. Keep them short, modern, friendly, and easy to understand for non-tech savvy audiences. Okay, and here are the 3 channel description options ChatGPT gave me. Option 1, AI, apps, and tech, explained simply by
Bot ngố, Giải Ngố Công Nghệ
is where we test useful tools, share easy tech tips, and make complicated things feel less confusing. Option 2, not a tech expert? Perfect.
Bot ngố
Helps you understand AI, apps, and everyday technology in a simple, friendly, and practical way. Option 3, Tech doesn't have to be complicated. From AI tools to hidden app features,
Bot ngữ.
to make technology easier for everyone. And by the way, throughout the conversations, ChatGPT actually recommended changing the mascot name from Spark or Nova to Bot and Go.
Bot ngữ.
Feels more naturally Vietnamese, and I genuinely think that's such a good name. Bot obviously comes from robot, and Ngo
Ngố.
means silly or goofy in Vietnamese, which perfectly matches the whole tech explained simply vibe of the channel. So that's why you suddenly see Bot
Ngữ.
in the descriptions now. I think that's genius. I really like the name a lot. Well, that's how to write better prompts for AI. It sounds a little complicated at first, but the logic behind it is actually pretty simple, right? You're basically just giving the AI clearer direction, instead of expecting it to magically read your mind. I'll also leave a link to the
Giải Ngố Công Nghệ
channel below, so you can check out the final result and see how the channel ends up looking. And if you happen to be Vietnamese and made it all the way to the end of this video, feel free to check out my Vietnamese channel, too.
Giải Ngố Công Nghệ.
I'll be sharing more tech tips, apps, AI tools, and useful software for the Vietnamese market over there. If this video helped you out, feel free to like the video, share it with someone who uses AI a lot, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.